Good evening, folks. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's WWE Raw Recap. Got a few good matches here, some build up to Backlash coming up soon. So let's go ahead, click that intro, and get right to it. Hello, folks. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Again, welcome you to this week's WWE Raw Recap show. This week's Raw takes place at Laredo, Texas, at the Sames Auto Arena. What is Sames? I feel dumb now. Anyway, that's nothing unusual, right? Anyway, yes, we're going to do some this week's Raw does some Backlash build up, particularly for Io and Asuka, as well as Roman Reigns, which brings us to our first little segment here. Especially this video segment here. They all agree that, hey, Jacob wants to upgrade his household, but it's not going to be at Roman Reigns' expense. Jey Uso says Fatu is dangerous. They watched him drop people one by one. They left him out there for a reason. If Fatu beats Reigns, he takes it all. The title, the Ulafala, everything. This is it. It's all about respect. Jay says there has to be consequences. Reigns is the tribal chief. Reigns ponders and says, yes, consequences. They're not doing charity. He'll address this later tonight. Reigns appreciates the Usos. Jay and Jimmy shake hands. Jay says family first. Reigns puts his hands over there, says the first family. So I guess that's their new group name, the first family. Name's been used a few times, I do believe, but I think so. Anyway, this brings us to the actually first segment of the night, in-ring segment. Seth Rollins comes out. He says, there's a reason he's not the world champion. He misses WrestleMania opportunity, or misses opportunity to main event WrestleMania, defending the world heavyweight title. And the reason he lost this WrestleMania match against Gunther, that one person is Braun Breaker. Breaker does come out, says a few things. Breaker said, hey, he took his shot at the world heavyweight title and came out short, but at least he can put his head on the pillow knowing that he lost against the best in the world instead of someone who's claiming to be the best in the world. He counts Rollins' accolades and championships. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Rollins, the best professional wrestler in the entire world, at being number 2. Of course, Rollins calls him Baby Steiner and says that was good. Did he do that on his own, or did he call up Big Pump for his hookup? A throwback to when Scott Steiner was a heel in WCW, called himself Big Pump, and basically stole Master P's line. Said, hey, holla, Big Pump is your hookup. Holla if you hear me. And fans actually, hollered for that at the time. Anyway, Rollins says if Breaker thinks he's ready, then Backlash in 2 weeks, Rollins will give him the opportunity to prove that he's ready. Rollins says, Breaker, I'll let you on a little secret. Breaker isn't even number 2 in his family. And he, of course, tosses the microphone to Heyman and walks off. First match of the night, a non-title match. It is Penta, the Intercontinental Champion, going against Rusev. Penta goes for a Mexican Destroyer, but Rusev counters with a back body drop. Rusev kicks him, hits the Sambo suplex, sets up for the Machka kick, and connects. Of course, throughout this match, Ethan Page is doing guest commentary on this one, claps at Rusev, saying this could be the end. Penta gets out of the accolade, goes for a springboard, but kind of does uh, a fake, knowing Rusev would attempt the Machka kick. Penta gets out quickly, rolls up Rusev for the win. Then Rusev attacks Penta. Ethan Page joins in until it is Javon Evans comes out and makes the save. So looks like might be a little bit of tag team match coming up soon between the two. Of course, Javon Evans is also a contender for the Intercontinental Champion. I will say Ethan Page, as far as mic work presentation, I always thought he was good in TNA. Watched a little bit of him in TNA. I really thought AEW probably really missed a boat on him, uh, but we'll see what he does in his WWE main roster career. Now it's time for the Beckster, Becky Lynch, and all the Beckamaniacs running wild. Okay, not that bad. She came out, said she's the first superstar in history to win 4 different championships at WrestleMania. She became the first ever 3-time women's Intercontinental Champion. She's won more WrestleMania matches than any woman in history, and she'll be coming out after the Undertaker's record next. She's the greatest wrestler of all time, and it's just not her saying this. It's Sports Illustrated and the Bleacher Report who also says it. Says she's going to do the Open Challenge as well for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So, who's ready for the big time? And of course, it is Asuka, or not Asuka, excuse me, Io Sky saying, I accept that challenge. Smacked her right across the face. Adam Pearce said, hey, let's make this official. Io Sky versus Becky Lynch, Women's Intercontinental Championship match. And let's do it right here, right now. And of course, this was a very good match. Io got her stuff in as well as Io Sky. Sky knocks her to the floor, hits the Isaiah moonsault. Sky lets Lynch in the ring, takes off her shoe. All of a sudden, Asuka pulls down Io Sky, who was attempting a springboard move. Then Lynch hits the manhandle slam. Of course, referee didn't see none of this, but hits the manhandle slam for the win. Asuka then attacks and applies the Asuka lock onto Io Sky until the ref was able to break it off. We did hear the "We Want Kairi Sane" chants through the crowd. Kairi Sane recently released. We'll talk about this more on Spot Show live stream, but rumor has it was because she kind of wants to go back home. All right, next up we got Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, I guess, is the new call up to Raw from NXT. He decides to do a little concert and singing his new song, "Can We Fire Logan Paul?" which Logan Paul definitely did not like that. Him and Austin Theory come in the ring. They confront, then attack Joe Hendry. Of course, they got the numbers 2-1 until the Street Profits come in and make the save. Of course, it is the Street Profits and Joe Hendry standing tall after this. All right, going to take a quick commercial break. Be right back for the rest of the recap. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. All right, next up we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano with the Los Americanos Bravo and Rayo. Mysterio drop kicks Americano in position. Bravo Bravo will trip up Mysterio as Rayo distracts the ref. Rayo puts the middle plate in Americano's mask. Mysterio hits the 619. Americano avoids his slingshot splash and goes to put the plate back into the mask. The original El Grande Americano runs down to stop this. Mysterio attacks Americano before hitting him with a 619 and the slingshot splash for the win. After the match, the Americanos, both of them, El Grande and original Americano, go at it till the refs and officials, aka agents, comes down to separate them. Now, I do think they're about to have a mass versus mass match coming up. I think I don't think it's for Backlash, maybe for the next AAA big event. Anyway, next up, the ruler, Obafemi, against this poor guy, Grayson Waller. Anyway, bell rings. Waller tries for a kick, but Femi easily blocks it, clotheslines him down. Femi throws Waller around, hits some big right hands. Femi hits the running elbow on Waller before avalanching on him twice. Waller goes to the apron, snaps Femi off the top rope. Waller goes for the rolling thunder, but Femi grabs him, throws him away, hits the running uppercut before finishing him off with the fall from grace for the win. After the match, Obafemi says, "Hey, I don't have no championship or anything. It seems like all those are tied up right now, so I'm going to offer up the Obafemi challenge, which, in my opinion, it it would have been better if not every champion, except for the world champions, the secondary champions, the women's and men's, U.S. women's and men's intercontinental, were already doing this. Seems like everybody's doing an open challenge. This would have been better, I think, and doesn't seem repetitive if none of them were doing it and it was just Obafemi going, hey, uh, seems like all the title situations are, kind of tied up right now. So I'm looking to put myself in there. So I'm making an open challenge. Any so-called contender wants to step up so I can knock you back down the ladder and move myself up. That's what I will do. That would have probably been a little bit better, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Next up, we got women's tag team action. Kind of slow paced, not that good. Finn Balor before this gave warning to Roxanne Perez, said, "Hey, trust, don't trust the Judgment Day." And Roxanne Perez is kind of questioning him. It's like, don't trust the Judgment Day or don't trust you. Anyway, it is Bailey and Lyra Valkyria going up against the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. The Judgment Day hit Valkyria with a double team for a 2 count. Bailey breaks it up with an elbow drop. Perez takes it to Bailey, goes for the pop rocks, but Bailey gets out. Bailey hits the Bailey to belly on Rodriguez, breaks up but Rodriguez breaks up the pin. Valkyria takes Rodriguez out. Liv Morgan gets on the apron. Bailey attacks, but Liv Morgan will use a rope to kind of like a little bit of a hot shot move. Perez hits Bailey with a shining wizard, then the pop rocks for the win. Like I said, kind of, I don't know. I like Bailey, but sometimes the first match she has with people is usually kind of eh. It has to progress a little bit, but I think this was meant to be, kind of putting a spotlight on Roxanne Perez, but kind of didn't. Anyway, now time for the main event segment of the evening. It is Roman Reigns. He comes out, um, gets the crowd at Laredo to acknowledge him. Reigns is confused and says Fatu may be dumber than he thinks. Uh, by the way, Fatu does come out and say, "Hey, you never did call me during the bloodline, but Solo did, call me up." Reigns is confused, says Fatu may be dumber than he thinks. Solo Sikoa couldn't get a cup of coffee delivered to him if he wanted to. Who does Fatu thinks runs this place? Then the crowd starts saying OTC. Reigns says Laredo isn't lying. The OTC runs this place. Reigns has been distracted, but he has never forgot about Fatu. Reigns still signed off on Fatu's ass. Fatu doesn't deserve it and hasn't earned it. A towel shop, that will be nepotism, and Reigns will not allow that. Uh, as Reigns did say that, Fatu grabs Reigns, puts him down with a tongue of death grip. Cool, kind of cool. See that back. Solo doing a spoon spike. I guess Fatu's going to do the death grip. Reigns hits him with a microphone, but Fatu shakes it off, puts the tongue of death grip back on him. Fatu says he'll take everything from Reigns. Reigns grasps for air and said, "Okay, you will get your shot at Backlash." And that's how the show ends this week. Uh, Not a bad show, pretty decent. I think even though it was mid at best, the women's tag team match, but um, everything else was kind of solid. Oba Femi, of course, he's got to get those quick wins. Uh, let people, Grayson Waller get at least a little bit of hope there, but kind of sad seeing Grayson Waller in that position because he is good in the ring, good on the mic. I thought him and Austin Theory were a good tag team, but this is how things happen now. Surprised he wasn't on the cut list. Like I said, come this Thursday spot show live stream, I will run down uh, the uh, the released list from the WWE and talk about that a little bit. So join me then. Until then, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.